Hi guys, my name's Tim and I'm going to be doing a review on the RAP4 T68 Gen7. I got it in the mail just yesterday, but before that I was researching online, looking at Milsig, RAP4, any other paintball markers that are pretty much close to Milsim to try to make an educated decision on what marker I want to buy, and I suggest you all do the same. So it's kind of tough to make an educated decision researching online, because all RAP4 does is basically promo for it, and I haven't seen any really solid videos that anyone's made that I can understand. It's kind of hard to tell from a picture to see, how solid the gun is until you actually have it in your hands. I started as a speedballer at heart. I've pretty much owned almost every gun on the market, or have at least fired it, or looked at it, or fixed it. Play with a lot of friends, and they're getting into scenarios, so I was looking for a scenario marker to join them. So they suggested RAP4, check out some of the guns that they got. So RAP4 is definitely the most realistic gun you're going to find on the market. I have it kind of taken apart right now because I'll show you some of the internals. Some stuff I don't like about the gun. I mean, you guys probably just want to hear cons, not really what I like just yet, but I'll try to cover every aspect as in-depth as I can, because when I was looking, I couldn't find one video about the Generation 7 at all. So I guess it's because it's fairly new on the market. Like, don't get me wrong, when you're looking down the sights, yes, it feels like you're holding a real M4. You really have to hold it in your hands to get the feel for it. I mean, there's some aspects of this gun that take away from that realism. For instance, the plastic hand grip, the plastic handle, and of course you got the plastic buttstock that's pressed up against you, the plastic magazine. I know you can buy the steel ones. They're probably harder to find because I know they've been discontinued. But again, that kind of takes away from the realism of it. Some of the stuff is kind of tweaked, not that solid. The cocking mechanism on the back here just kind of rattles back and forth. I've held a real M4 and it all feels pretty taut down and solid. With RAP4, you buying this gun, if you have extra money, you're definitely going to want to put money down for upgrades, things to change it, get the tack bar, the lights, the lasers. You don't need all that fancy stuff, but I mean, if you're in a scenario and you think that stuff's cool and you want to add it to your gun, then it's just going to, add up on your on your credit bill. But things that I do like about the gun, I have fired it. It's pretty on target, pretty accurate. Considering that essentially what it is internally is a Spider. I've on a Spider Victor, Imagine, Electra, and they all pretty much have the same bolt mechanism just like this. So at heart, this is a Spider. It's just souped up to look like an M4. As a mechanical advantage there, I don't really see a plus. So a lot of the performance you're going to be getting is similar to a Spider. Another thing you can do is get a spring to upgrade the velocity. There's not too much difference besides this spring itself to change this from the military law enforcement style to the recreational player's use. Of course, you're going to be chronoed out of field, so you have to keep it under. But I mean, if you want FPS, if that's what you're looking for, then definitely suggest getting another spring. Some things they could change about the gun would be like getting an attachment for an external velocity adjuster. You got to take off the flexi air system, the whole thing. You got to take it apart. And that kind of sucks when you're on the field and all you want to do is shoot. That you got to take it apart and adjust your velocity. That kind of stinks. Another thing I noticed with the magazines right off the bat is that it's kind of sticky. Like, it'll load just fine and it'll click in, but when you go to take it out to change out mags and push this button in, it gets stuck because they haven't fine-tuned this side of the metal. You see that? Gets offline and gets stuck, and the only way you can get it back is to fiddle with it, which is kind of difficult, especially when you're playing, to get it to fit back in. So that's kind of sticky, which wouldn't be good in gameplay if you're fiddling around with that. There's just some stuff that's not solid. Metal housing on the detents just to make it a little bit more durable, which is a good thing. I mean, for the most part, the iron sights, it's the actual same thing that they use on the real M4s. They got the flick switch here from safe mode to fire mode, which is also going to be pretty realistic. The trigger feels solid, just like the one on the M4. I mean, it's definitely a good run for your money. But like I said, there's stuff that you're going to want to change, stuff you're going to upgrade, stuff. You're not going to be 100% satisfied when you buy this, I guarantee you that. Not 100%. Maybe 90%, 80%, but definitely not 100%. I think RAP4, what they need to do is stop focusing on coming out with generation after generation and accessory after accessory and focus on the meat, the priority, the gun itself. What goes into it, what makes it a good weapon, what sets it apart from other companies. They'd have a lot more customers and a lot more happy players. I don't have a problem with this gun. I've played once with it. Shoots fine. It's cool. It's fun. It's good for scenario, especially when you're with your buddies and you're getting into the whole feel for it. But there are some tweaky things on it that suck. Not gonna lie. So you're definitely gonna want to upgrade it if you buy one. Accessorize it, whatever. I mean, if you're a little kid and all you want is a laser light and a flashlight and you want a gun that looks real and your parents have a lot of money, by all means buy this weapon. But, if you just want to play and have fun, have a hopper with 200 balls and a tank that's going to last you all day, buy something else that's going to be more efficient than this. This definitely captures a realistic feel, don't get me wrong. So for that was one of the big factors of why I bought it, because out there, after trying to make an educated decision, I realized right now RAP4 is the only one with such a realistic marker on the market. Military uses it, law enforcement uses it for training. So in that aspect, it's great. But I think RAP4, like I said, needs to focus on the problem at hand, which is what comes down to making this an accurate weapon, what comes down to setting this apart from Spider, or what it really is a Spider that's souped up. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to just post on the video, and I'll do my best to answer you or get back to you. But that's it. Thanks.